Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Gas South District's That's the Ticket, the ultimate podcast exploring all things Gas South District and a source for insights to events on campus and discussions on the wider entertainment and tourism industry. Please welcome the host of our show, Stan Hall, CEO of Gas South District and Explore Gwinnett.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of That's the Ticket podcast. Today, we're joined by someone who plays a key role in building relationships and partnerships across our campus. Bill Marriott serves as Vice President of Business Development for Gas South District and the Mitsubishi Electric Classic. Since joining the organization in 2017, Bill has helped grow corporate sponsorships, partnerships, suite sales, long-term relationships that support both our events and our community impact. With more than 20 years of experience in sponsorship, hospitality, and advertising sales, Bill brings a deep understanding of how strong partnerships are built and why they matter. Today, we're going to talk about what makes partnerships successful, how sponsorships have evolved, and what it really takes to create value for both organizations and partners. So, Bill, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you with us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Bill, you have spent over 2 decades in sponsorship, hospitality, and advertising. What originally drew you to this line of work?
Well, I originally was really excited to get into radio. I had some family that worked in radio in the Baltimore, Washington area, and wanted to do that right out of college. And when I got into it, I realized to make any money, I had to be on the sales side of it, as these guys at Business Radio X can attest. So got into it, got into radio sales, was drawn to sports and play-by-play, and then just kind of went into sports naturally through there.
Okay. So you started at Gas South District with the Mitsubishi Electric Classic and grew into leading business development across the campus. How has that progression shaped how you approach partnerships today?
One thing that working in golf will teach you is really to understand the operational side of the business. You know, a lot of times in sales, advertising sales, you'll do whatever you got to do to make the dollar, to get the sale done. And, you know, in radio, it was a lot of that. And in sports, you got to understand a little bit of the operational side. But in golf, it's a small team, man. If you sell something, that needs to be executed, you're the one out there doing it. So working at the Mitsubishi Electric Classics really helped me to understand that sell something that makes sense and it operationally makes sense, so that when you get into tournament week, you can execute it. And I think that holds true for Gas South District as well.
The golf tournament, and you know, I've been involved with the golf tournament since it started. Most people come to see the golf tournament based on the players themselves, but from a business perspective, the players are probably the least important issue of making that golf tournament successful as far as the revenue is concerned.
Well, you need to have them there for sure. You need to have them. You need to have the right ones there. But yeah, for us, our bread and butter is the corporate hospitality and entertainment. That's really what we have to focus a lot of our efforts on.
Absolutely. Bill, when you are evaluating a potential corporate partner, what are the first things that you do look for those partnerships?
Well, you want to make sure it's somebody who you would like to align with, make sure that their brand aligns with yours. We look for someone with a strong presence in Gwinnett. We are Gwinnett's hub, and ultimately you have to have a business reason to be here. And then we look at who their audience is, who their customer is, and see if we can deliver that for them and see if it makes sense for us to partner.
Yeah. And, you know, as you said, we are based in Gwinnett. That's our hub. But some of your partnerships definitely go beyond the boundaries of just Gwinnett.
For sure. We've got some large Atlanta businesses, but they have a business reason to be in Gwinnett also. Right. Whether it's Kia with dealerships in Gwinnett or Northside Hospital with hospitals in Gwinnett.
Right. Gotcha. In your experience, Bill, what does make a partnership feel authentic and long-lasting rather than just transactional for that deal alone? So
we have to do a good job of making sure we understand that partner's goals and their mission and what they want to achieve out of the partnership, and deliver assets and messaging that line up with that. Try to have that partner not just advertise with us, but really be here engaging with fans and guests through on-site activations, through social media, and entertaining here, bringing
Mhm.
their customers and their employees out to experience Gas South District and have all those things work together.
And I guess sometimes in the entertainment aspect of it, sometimes that does provide some maybe initial contact with you for a deal that goes beyond the deal that was made to have that person here.
Yeah, a lot of times people will start a relationship where someone just wants to come out to attend one event,
Mhm.
rent a suite.
Yeah.
Bulls, Bands, and Barrels this weekend, perhaps. So then, they'll experience it. They'll see our lineup. They'll realize there's a bigger opportunity, and we'll take it from
Okay.
there.
All right. How important, Bill, is it that a partner, I guess, understands the mission and that you talked about and the role that Gas South District plays in our community?
Well, they need to line up. You want to partner with similar goals and similar missions, impact the community, provide the best product here in Gwinnett. So it's very important that we understand their mission as well as they understand ours.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Bill, we talked a little bit about in your introduction for the podcast today. You have worked across sports, media, live events. How does that background influence how you structure the sponsorships we have here now?
Well, each of the places I've worked has different strengths. We talked about radio being really a advertising vehicle, deliver large reach for partners. Sports is all about the experiential marketing opportunities. So working in different places has helped me formulate partnerships that touch on all those things, deliver marketing reach, experiential opportunities, entertainment opportunities, and engagement opportunities.
One thing that you and I have talked about many times is that the different, I guess we'll call them different business silos that we have through the Gas South District organization, golf being one, Gas South, like for the arena being the other. How do you try to blend perhaps a potential sponsor that might come in that may have interest on both of those fronts?
Yeah, it's really about figuring out what's important to them.
Yeah.
If they're looking to do high-level entertainment and hospitality, we have ways to do that at both properties, figuring out who they're trying to reach. And a lot of times we can build a campaign that crosses over both properties, deliver. Sorry, you got me with the camera.
I see.
Deliver different things at different properties.
Yeah. I guess, Bill, as just as there is a strategy for the information that you would share with a potential sponsor, what are some of the common mistakes that organizations make when pitching sponsorships?
I think the biggest mistake is just not really listening or asking enough questions to understand truly what your prospect, your partner's goals are.
Is that the way you would start every conversation?
Start every conversation trying to figure out what do they want to get out of the relationship. And if you really understand that and you can deliver, then you have a long-term partner. Because a lot of times we go in there and we just try to sell whatever we want to sell, as opposed to putting together something that makes sense.
Yeah. And there has to be some combination of what the wants of the potential sponsor are and what you have available for assets that have to blend together for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure. When we usually have something that will make sense and accomplish the goal of whoever we're talking to.
When people think of sponsorships, I think they think about what they see, maybe going down the interstate on a billboard or what they may see on, we've got some fantastic marquees that we utilize here on our campus, but how do you help the partners see when you're talking to them value beyond just logos and signage?
That stuff's important. I mean, we can deliver a lot of reach with those displays, and that's kind of the starting point for the partnership. Will help you guys reach a lot of people in Gwinnett through our display. But to take it a step further, be on site, try to get them engaged with the fans so the fans get more of a sense of who you are, what you represent. So yeah, start with some forward-facing marketing, but then take it to the next level of being on site, engaging with the fans, utilizing our hospitality and experiences to entertain your clients and prospects and employees, and work it all together.
One of the things that we're real proud of, Bill, here on our campus, particularly in the arena, is our suites. I think hopefully the people that are listening to the podcast today know that we're about to undergo a significant renovation on our arena that starts in probably April of this year, and suites are a part of that. But suite sales are certainly a major part of your role as far as sales goes. What are companies really buying when they invest in the suites we have in our, and we'll use our arena as an example?
I think a lot of people need to just understand how to use it. Sometimes you'll talk to somebody who will say, I don't think I would want a full suite lease because I only want to go to X number of shows.
Yeah.
Well, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're doing business in Gwinnett County, you know, as the Gwinnett County entertainment hub, our job is to have something for everybody in a very diverse county.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're smart about the way you're using it, you can take advantage of each of the different types of shows that we have, some for personal use, some to bring out prospects, some to entertain clients, and some to just to benefit your staff and employees. But if you're looking at it the right way and really utilizing each of the different types of program that we have here, you get a lot of value out of it.
Absolutely. Bill, how do you, when you talk about the premium experiences, how does that help strengthen business relationships and brand loyalty for them?
Yeah, a lot of time you're providing your customers with something that they can't get on their own,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's something you can't buy or something that would otherwise be very expensive. And if you can share that experience with them, if you can let them share that experience with their friends, families, or even their customers, it goes a long way. They associate that experience with you and connect it to your brand.
I think that, you and I, every time we have a show, I have to say this because it's so true, but we're just a tad biased about our campus. We think we do have the best opportunities. And one reason we believe that is because Gas South District hosts everything from sporting events to community-driven programming. We have opportunities for conventions, for meetings, on and on and on. We have about everything you could imagine when it comes to what a sponsor might be interested in. How does that diversity of events help attract potential partners for you as a salesperson?
Well, it gives them a lot of options. They can utilize the diversity of the shows in the arena. Maybe they have a Christmas party they want to host. They can do that here too. It helps
Mm-hmm.
connect the dots in a lot of different ways, make their marketing campaign 360 degrees
Mm-hmm.
and bring both prospects and employees and clients together for that.
When Bill, just to backtrack a little bit, you've been in this business a long time. How much have you seen the whole sales concept sort of just grow as an important topic for large venue buildings like we own? Because it seems like everything now has a naming rights attached to it. How significant is that growth been in the past 20 years for you?
The naming rights is a game changer for everybody. It just
Yeah.
provides that foundation that you can build upon. And I think naming rights for venues is everywhere. You hear about, I think, jersey patches are coming next to college football.
Yeah.
So everybody's looking for what's that next big item that can deliver a lot of value for a partner. And
It's a big deal for sure, though.
Yeah.
Bill, just to shift gears a little bit, I mean, I know you personally, and the people listening today may not know all of your details, but I do know that you're someone who is deeply involved in youth sports. You've got 4 kids.
Yep.
So youth sports and family life is big to you. How do you see community impact that you personally are involved in with your family? How do you see that influencing potential partnership decisions?
There's a lot of value there. I've got, as you mentioned, 4 kids, all 4 of them active, all 4 playing basketball at the moment. So we're running nonstop.
You're seeing a lot of basketball
running
games,
nonstop.
aren't you?
And that'll change in a couple of weeks with the spring. But anytime you see a company out there impacting the community, doing something that benefits your kids, your neighbors, 2 of our partners, Northside Hospital, is very engaged in youth sports. I think they provide team doctors to most of those local high schools. You see Regions Bank very involved in the Gwinnett County Public School Foundation.
Yeah.
It just goes a long way to see that somebody's out there doing something to improve the lives of the people you care about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it does as well. Bill, we're talking to you today about partnerships and sales, but you have a whole team that sort of works with you as well. How do you coach your team to think strategically, as you sort of mentioned today, about real long-lasting partnerships instead of just closing a deal for the sake of closing a deal?
Yeah, you obviously need to close deals, but if you really want to build a business, you need, like you mentioned, just long-term partnerships. And if you're if you're prospecting the right way, talking to the right clients, listening to what they're trying to achieve, understanding their goals, and building a campaign that can deliver on that, you really are setting yourself up for long-term partnerships. And then you're just going to build from there.
Let's talk a little bit, and I'm putting you on the spot, and I apologize for that, but we mentioned in a few questions ago the concept of our arena, which is going through a major renovation. This detail that you're aware of, as far as when we get started on it, how is that going to enhance your ability to sell that building, maybe in ways that you haven't had before?
It's going to be, we call it a renovation, but you've seen some of the renderings of what it's going to look like. It's going to be a brand new arena.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of new opportunity there, specifically on the premium experiences side. Right now, our premium opportunities really consist of just suites, but we're developing all-inclusive clubs, loge boxes, a lot of the premium hospitality that you're familiar with at some other venues we're going to be able to have here, and branding opportunities. A lot of our static signage is going to go digital. We're going to have a lot of area entitlements available, a lot of new things that we can deliver. So it's exciting.
It's and you and I are both sports fans and go to a lot of concerts as well. It is amazing about the just availability of what's available in the building for someone who's looking for that type of experience. Again, not only for them, but for hospitality, for their customers. How do you see corporate partnerships continuing to evolve over the next few years?
Well, it's definitely all about premium experiences, it seems. As you look around, people are going higher end, better experiences, different ways to entertain. That's going to continue to grow. And then, technology is always changing how we interact with our guests and how we can attach our sponsors to our fans. Who knows what in AI, maybe they'll be doing all of it for us in a couple of years, but it's definitely, the trend seems to be an enhanced premium experience everywhere you can.
I believe it. I believe that as well. What opportunities, if you think about our campus, and we've already talked about the arena renovation, and and I think some of the folks listening today know that we're also talking about some mixed-use concepts that are coming to our campus. What opportunities excite you most for Gas South District and the Mitsubishi Electric Classic moving forward, as far as continuing and growing the whole concept of those partnerships here at Gas South District?
Yeah, with our campus continuing to be developed, we're creating a little mini little city here
absolutely.
at Gas South District. So I'm excited about the renovation. I'm excited about the new partnership opportunities that's going to create. I'm excited about the mixed use to come long term, just to bring more people to our campus, give people the opportunity to do more here around the events, not just the events themselves. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity here as that gets developed. On the Mitsubishi Electric Classic side, as that event has grown tremendously in the last 8 to 10 years, and as it continues to grow, as we continue to bring in more partners, we have the opportunity to just enhance the experience. We talked about the players not being the focus, but definitely enhance the experience for the players, which will enhance the experience for our guests. We've got a lot of young people turning 50 on the PGA Tour that could create a lot of excitement. I won't mention any names specifically, but a lot of opportunity there as well.
Well, without mentioning that name specifically, he turns 50 this year, or has already turned 50 this year. So we'll see how it works out. Bill, you referred to Gas South District several times during your comments today as being the entertainment hub of Gwinnett County, which we absolutely all believe that to be true. I think the evidence of that, one particular sign of that evidence, is the continuation of hotels being built in this area. They wouldn't be coming just to be coming. What are other signs that lead you to think that people are truly recognizing this area as the entertainment hub, not only of Gwinnett County, but of this region, perhaps? Just things that you go, okay, that's a good sign when you see this or that.
Well, the growth of the county is certainly good for us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Gwinnett's busting at the seams. Anybody who lives here knows they're putting a development up everywhere they can find room to do so. So the growth of the county is really good for us. Our expansion is strong. So, we're trying to lure, excuse me, we're trying to lure some businesses from outside the county here. And when they do come out to Gwinnett and see what we have here, they see what the draw is.
Absolutely. Bill, as always, when we have a topic on our podcast, I always like to reach out to people who may have drawn interest in the comments, such as what you have talked about today. What skills do you think are most important for someone that might be looking to build a career in sponsorship and business development in a business such as ours?
Yeah. Well, you got to be a good listener. Sorry. We talked about being able to understand what a prospect wants. So you got to be able to ask a lot of questions, a lot of probing questions to really get to the heart of that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a good communicator.
You got to
have the ability to connect the dots for a partner and help them to understand what you have to offer can accomplish the goals they're trying to achieve. And you got to be a good relationship builder. You got to have people need to want to work with you. And you may meet people today that aren't really a prospect today, but might be in 5 years.
Yeah.
So you got to have long-term good relationships. And then you got to be accountable to delivering what you say you're going to deliver and being able to execute.
Absolutely. I guess on that same token, Bill, for business leaders who may be hearing this podcast today, what advice would you give on building partnerships that truly last? And then as you finish up your comments, for people who might be listening today who want to reach out to you about a partnership we have, how can they get in touch with you? So
yeah, be Marriott at GasSouthDistrict.com.
Be Marriott at GasSouthDistrict.com.
I think it's important to answer your first question. You're partnering with the right property. You understand their goals. They understand yours. You have a plan. Make sure you go into any relationship like that, knowing what you want to get out of it, what you want to achieve, what your goals are. Communicate that effectively with the people you're working with, and just have metrics to determine if it's working.
Absolutely. And I would say if they are people who might be hearing these comments today that are looking to grow their position through partnerships such as this, if they reach out to you, you can show them some examples of what the arena is going to look like, opportunities there, et cetera. So I hope if you guys are out there listening today, you'll reach out to Bill. But Bill, thank you so much today for taking the time to join us and for sharing your insight and experience. Obviously, your perspective on partnerships, relationships, and long-term value is incredibly meaningful and reflects the work you do every day for Gas South District and the Mitsubishi Electric Classic, which is coming up in April
21st through the 27th, I believe.
And again, for anyone listening today, if you haven't been out there, you need to take a chance and come out. I promise you'll enjoy that. To our listeners, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We appreciate your continued support and look forward to bringing you more conversations with leaders who help share our organization and our community. Until next time, thank you for listening. Be sure to check out GasSouthDistrict.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find all episodes of Gas South District, That's the Ticket, wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll return soon for another episode of That's the Ticket. Thank you all again. Goodbye for now.
For show notes and further information about Gas South District and upcoming events, please visit our website at GasSouthDistrict.com. That's the Ticket.